Okay. All right. So I was saying that it's very important for us to know the reason why we have to secure our commit or to verify our commit whenever we are contributing to open source. The reason is because that would make us to understand the importance and even the consequence of you not doing that. Okay, so why do we sign our commits? One of the reasons is to prove that the commit came from you, and the reason is because there is something we call project trust and safety. Project trust and safety, and what does project trust mean? It means that on the user side, users can be sure that the project that they are contributing to is actually safe for them to contribute, in the sense that you can trust that there are no malicious attacks on that project, and it will not affect you. On the maintenance side also, you want to trust the contributors that are coming in to handle your project, to know that, oh, this is coming from a verified source. You know the name and even can verify the email of the contributor. And why is that important? Maintainers are able to audit and then to verify changes before they match them into the main code base. And what that does is that it prevents tampering with the code base. There's been examples of of scenarios where people have been able to use unsigned commit to commit maliciousness in repositories. For instance, I read about one in which I think it was an npm package that has to do with Web3 or so. And, you know, there was someone that was mimicking a maintainer on that code base. And then they actually made commits like a malicious code, and committed that malicious code into the code base. And what that did was to steal the wallet of users who have used that package. So a lot of damage has been done before they realized that, oh, this code was actually committed by someone that was not the maintainer, or that was not a verified contributor. Now, if the steps had been taken to ensure that maybe you are we in like we do in chaos, we have steps and checks, we call them checks, in our code base, that once you make commit and then you create a PR, if you don't verify, then your checks are not passed, and so you cannot get review, and then you cannot your code base, your commit cannot be matched, because we can't verify who actually made that commit. So if that has been put in place for that particular package, that means that that wouldn't have happened. They will have been able to catch it early. Then another thing is that where you are able to secure automation, to enable secure automation for your repository, which was what I said earlier about chaos. What you do is to create a CI system, continuous integration system, that can enforce signature checks. We do that at chaos also. So you are able to do that, and that helps people to comply, you know. Then another thing is that it helps with accountability. Now, when people sign commit, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to prevent malicious intent. That, okay, someone will not try to attack your code base or your repo. But what it does is that it adds an extra layer of accountability that helps maintainers and administrators of a repo to quickly check for root cause investigations in case there is a malicious attack on their code base. So essentially, those are the main reasons why we scan our commits, and then it helps to boost the credibility of the platform that you're using. So we know that GitHub is one of the credible platform that you can use to host your code base. You know, if you check our chaos repositories now, you check people's comments, you'll see GitHub has this verified. I'm going to show us in a moment. GitHub has this verified tag that is beside the commit of contributors. So it helps to kind of boost the credibility of that platform, whether it's GitHub or GitLab. So at this point, do we have any question?
Yes, I do have a question.
Okay.
I don't know if you prefer slide for this stuff because it can be
Sorry?
amazing, and I don't know if you prefer the slide for this talk, but I feel like you should, and if you should, I want to have a copy of it because I like it. I'm enjoying every aspect of it. Thank you.
Okay. So, like I said, it was meant to be an informal thing. I didn't prepare a slide because of time and everything. But one thing I can do is to convert it to like a blog post on Chaos blog for us to be able to refer to it from time to time. So, sorry, Amza, today there is no slide for it. Okay. Thank you. Is there any other question? Okay. All right. So one of the ways in which we can then begin to secure our commit is using GPG keys. And what do we mean by GPG keys? Like I said, GPG is short for Geno Privacy Guard, and it's a tool for authentication and secure communication in open source software. So it uses, I don't want to go so technical, just to go on a high level to talk about what it does. So it uses what we call asymmetric encryption to sign messages. For instance, your Git commit or even your emails. Then you are able to encrypt or decrypt data with it. And then again, it helps to prove the authenticity of your content. So what do we mean by asymmetric encryption? So that means we have a public key and we have a private key. So it's a type of encryption that uses a pair of keys called public and private keys. And that public key is the one that we share openly for people, and then we keep the private key. So you use your private key to like sign your commit essentially, and then the person that is on the other hand, that is the receiver of your message, which this time is GitHub, I'm saying in this context now as open source contributor is GitHub. So GitHub will be able to verify your commit using the public key that you have given to it. So that's essentially on a high level what it is. And then how I said that GPG uses two keys. It uses the public key and then it uses the private key. So essentially that's just it. And then the next thing is how do we create GPG keys to be able to then continue to sign commits for our workflow. To that, I'm going to share my screen for us. It's very simple and easy. But if you have any questions for me, can you go ahead while I share my screen? Or if you have something to add to what I've just said. Like I said, it's an informal meeting. Can you see my screen? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yeah. I can see your screen.
Oh, okay. Like I said, it's an informal and interactive session. Does anybody have anything to add? Desmond, Amzar, Kennedy, Winifred. Okay. All right. So I actually prepared like a very simple document. Again, Amza, I know that I should have done this in a slide, but like I said, it's very informal, and I had to like come up with something quickly. So I am going to be using the Linux OS at this time. But then, if you're using the Mac OS, this is the syntax to use the command rather. And then, if you are working on Windows, you have to check whether the GPG for Windows is installed on your system. If it is not, then you have to download it from the website. I think I forgot to put the website there. I can include it later. All right, so what do we do is that you first install your GPG. I have GPG installed on my Ubuntu already. If you can just check GPG, that's the command. Yeah, so I have a 2.4.4 version. Then the next step is to then generate your GPG key. So I have here. So using this command, and then it's going to ask you to select what kind of key that you want. So I am going to be selecting RSA and RSA. There is a lot to learn about this. You can read further on that, the type of cryptography that exists with the things like GPGK and even SSH. And then it will tell you so the length of the RSA keys. Select the It's usually recommended to select the 4096, and then it's asking you to specify how long the key should be valid for. Now that will take me something that I'll talk about later on. I said that how to use GPG keys in your workflow. As a general practice or best practice, let me say best practice, as a developer working on in open source, working with repository, it's really good to change your keys yearly. Depending on how sensitive your repository is, you might even want to change it in months or even in days. So let me just say my own, let me just pick 0 because this is a demo that it doesn't have to expire. And is it asking me, is it correct? Yes. Okay. So then my name. No comment. Okay. So it's asking me for a passphrase. So again, another yeah, let's add a new passphrase. So another best practice, please use a passphrase. You can decide not to, especially if you are using if it's your personal laptop and all that. But if you are in a work environment, it's good for you to use your passphrase. So for demonstration purposes, let me just okay. Right. Please, can you still hear me and can you still see what I'm doing? It's
Yes,
generating the
loud
key
and
for me.
clear.
Thank you. All right. So it has generated the keys for me. The next thing is to then, I've been able to do all of this step two. Then the next thing, please, you must know that what GPG does is to use Git, works with Git under the hood, since Git is the version control system that is most popularly used. So it uses Git. So we will have to then integrate the key that you have generated into Git. So you ask it to list your key so that you can get it. All right. So I have generated a lot of keys in the past. So you can decide which one you want to use. Now I'm going to look for the one I did today. Today is what now? Okay, 5. So this is the recent one for demo, and then you use the one that is the one that has RSA 496. This one. This is your key, and then you are going to tell Git to use this key. So this is all of these keys are meant for demonstration purpose. All right. So I'm asking it to use this key. All right. And then the next thing is that you are going to tell Git to ensure that it uses your GPG sign or signature. It uses your GPG signature to sign off on your commit. So we've been able to do that. If you want to check, you can check if it's already there. So after you have put in your private key in there, it's time for you to export your public key. Let me copy this. This is my key. You export your public key to GitHub. Don't forget, I said that that's what GitHub we use to verify that you are the one actually sending that commit. So you are going to have to export all of this to GitHub. So yep, you copy from beginning GPG public key block to the end. Okay. Let's see. Okay. And then you go to your settings on GitHub. Done. And then you go to SSH and GPG keys. And then say I have several keys already, so let's just do this and say test dev and then paste, and then we had I'll have to put in my again. This is trying to verify that you're the one actually authorizing this. Hold on. Okay, so we've created it, and now we can then begin to use it. Okay, so all right, so we've been able to complete this, and then we've been able to save. So another thing we do is to make a sign commit. All right. Let me see something. If you want to check, let's go back to the email. If you want to check if your keys is already there, you can use this command. Hold on. I have a command for it. Config global list. All right. So you can see my name, my email, the new key that I've just generated, and then I've already said that it should use that key to sign. So we can move on now. So this is something that I have this is something that I have done, like a test app already. Like this, let's just assume that this is my code base, like what I want to contribute to, and I have just said to create a function for me to multiply two numbers, and so I want to make my commit. You can decide to go the terminal way, but VS Code has made everything easy that you can just stage your commit here and then commit everything. So you can decide to do git add, git commit dash ham, but let's do it here. So git add. Git commit. That's the feature add multiply function to app.js, and then okay, so this is where we have errors and we will have to then start looking for how to solve this problem now. So key considered things I need if you don't appropriate high for device failure. So I don't know what this is, but we can actually find out from ChatGPT. Take it. Hold on. To even ask Copilot. Let me see. Let's ask Copilot. I have Copilot on my control.
Top right.
So I have this. I'm trying to sort out the all this Zoom stuff on my. Okay. Okay. What is this? Ooh. Now I have to. Okay. So the thing is, right now I'm not signed in, and that's because I'm using my WSL. This is not my Windows, so I have to go through a lot to do this. Let me see if we can use. Hold on, let me stop sharing. Let me see if we can use ChatGPT for this. Again, we can actually do this collaboratively. This is a devs meeting. So let me copy the code to the chat session and then we can solve it together. Hi Desmond, are you there? I actually didn't want to work from my Windows laptop because it has
Yeah,
my my work stuff on it. So yeah, I said it's time for us to find out what's going on here.
Mhm. Okay. Wow. Um, was the GPG set correctly?
Okay,
Inappropriate.
let me hold on. Let me share my screen. The error you're typically seeing occurs when GPT can access the terminal to prompt your password, especially in environments. Hmm. Okay. So I understand what's the problem because we're in WSL environment. Okay. Hold on. Trying to see what I can do. So, okay. So I'm in WSL, like I said, and that comes with its own issues. I might have to take you back to my Windows VS Code so that we can just finish the demonstration. Okay. So you were asking if it's set up properly. This is it. The loaders moderator. This is the case. Yep. And then I've asked it to.
Yeah, I think I might have to leave now. I need to join the meeting. Alright.
Okay, no problem. No
Yeah,
problem.
thanks.
All right. So let me see how we can quickly use my Windows to just demonstrate. Hold on. So that's the issue when you're doing a live demo. You can actually run into issues. So and then you have to look for how to keep coding. So hold on. I'm trying to get stuff that we can use to stuff that we can use to do our work. Desktop, folder, check. Okay, let me share. All right. Um, okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Is that this? Sorry, who just spoke now? Is that this one?
Okay.
Oh, Winifred. Okay. All right. So provide an example of an opt-out session. Let me just. So this is Badging Project, and I'm on my Windows. So let's see. This is main. No, I don't want to come down. Sorry. Let me just know where I am. So we can still afford to do this. So provide an example of it. This one, if available. So let me just make a small change. Compare. Commit. And so once you then made your commit, then there is this dialog box that come in to enter your passphrase. So this is the challenge I was having with my WSL using Linux. So I have this set up already on my Windows operating system because that's what I use for work and all that. But I wanted to demonstrate afresh. That was why I went to WSL. I guess I should have sorted all of that out before the demo. But again, this is very, very updated and quick for us to discuss. So then I put in my passphrase and okay. And so it has made that commit. I'll have to remove that later. So let me take you to GitHub to see what it looks like when you sign off on your commit. Done. I think it's just, let me just take you to the badging to show you, badging to show you when you sign off on your commit what it looks like. The badging. And this is commit. It's loading. All right. So you can see um, the difference between two commits. Like one is set that to be verified and the other is set to be unverified. So if you click on this now, you can see that it said this commit was created and signed here, and then you'll be able to trace who actually signed this commit. Let me look at my own. I think I made some comments around here, but let me just click on. So this is this month's commit at some point. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, so it's telling me here that Desmond and Gifty authored this and it's verified. And so you see the ID of the person that actually made this commit. So unlike a commit that was not signed, hold on, I want to show you. Somebody did not sign their. Let me check. See, there is no verified in here. So those are one of the issues. So you can see that there is no mark of it being verified. Normally this shouldn't have been matched, but I think the person that did it is a maintainer. They forgot to do all of that and kind of committed. So that's that, and that's all about GPG signing. Do you have any questions? Hello.
I think
Yeah, no, I don't have any questions about the sign because I was able to do it on my Windows before.
Sorry, what did
Mm.
you say?
I said I don't have any questions about GPG signing,
Okay,
like this particular presentation, because I was able to do it on my Windows before.
okay, okay,
Um,
okay.
but I was thinking if maybe this is something we'd want to do with the education project, so that in case we have new contributors, um, call them to it as a resource. Yeah,
So I raised that with
peculiar.
I raised that with Peculiar, and Peculiar said somebody's already working on it. So
All right, that's great.
yeah, they've already written the script and all that, and it's just for them to do the video. So it will be up
All right.
very soon.
Okay.
Okay, but did you learn anything new?
Yes, that it could have gone, could have been more stressful for me. I could have had errors. So I'm happy I did it.
Why now?
Oh my god.
Mm. I'm happy
Okay,
I didn't have
so
errors.
okay, you were using Mac or Windows?
Windows, but I have a Mac now, so I don't even know. I think I might have to go
No,
through
no,
this.
no, 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 no. You won't go through any
All
problem.
right, that is
So
great.
the challenge of Windows user is that when you are trying to form a Linux developer and then you're using WSL, you could run into issues. So I think what I had was because I was working in a WSL environment. It's something that if I take my time, I'm going to solve. I just don't know what happened in there. You can see that the pin entry that I used for my Windows is the one that is also giving me problem too. That I have inappropriate tile. I'm going to work it out and see what the problem was, but it's because I'm using another environment entirely. But for Mac OS, very easy. Just go through the the commands, the steps that I highlighted, and you will be fine. That's that's it. Okay. All right. Does anybody have questions for me or anything they want to add? Anything? No question. All right. So, thank you very much, everyone. Um, I will send to the chat that we'll be having our meetings monthly now. So, who would like to go next for our workshop? Amza, would you like to go next? Kennedy, it would be nice to hear from you. Would you like to take a workshop like this sometime?
What should I talk about? Are
So
the
we are
topics
coming
you
up.
so
We are coming up with different topics. Actually, Amzat, are you in our Slack channel?
uh
Are you
mm,
on Chaos
like the
Slack
dev
channel?
channel.
Did
I'm on chaos. I'm on chaos Slack.
Okay.
I'm on
What about the
chaos.
Dev channel?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't think I am.
Okay, please can you join the Dev channel? You would see our like our previous messages. We are trying to collate some topics that we can talk about. Amza has provided us some topics. Oliver too provided us some topics. So you can decide to pick from that and just say, okay, this is what I would like to talk on. But I want to be sure who would like to go next so that we begin to prepare towards that.
And when is next?
Sorry?
When is next?
Okay, next. Okay, okay. Let me look at the calendar. That will be next month. That
Okay.
will be that will be Okay, so hold on. We have chaos next week. Developers week. That would be third. That would be 3rd of July.
Okay, cool. Uh, okay. I'll join the dev channel first, then look at the list of topics.
Okay, okay, okay. Amza,
Yeah.
how about you, Winifred? Thank you, Kennedy.
Uh,
Uh, I'm going to look at the topics that we have discussed on the channel and then come up with something that I can host.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, everyone. Um, would meet again, right? Looking forward to seeing you soon.